Hello Montessorians! Today I want to walk through the dashboard that Nido Marketing provides our third and fourth plane members in order to manage their local listings, manage their reputation, and manage their online ranking. Now, the first thing you're going to do in order to access your dashboard is you go to dashboard.nidomarketing.com. And when you go here, you're going to reach a page that looks just like this one. And I'm actually going to log in with one of our member accounts so you can see what the dashboard looks like. This is the main screen when you log in, and you'll notice it's very straightforward. The first thing that I want to point out is you can set your location using this drop-down. So if you have multiple schools, you can choose the school that you want to manage with that drop-down. If you only have one school, you can go ahead and ignore that feature. The other thing you'll notice is all of the information that you want to sync up with all of the available directories is listed here in the header. So your address and contact information is outlined here up top, as well as your business description. Now, this is one of the things that makes this dashboard utility really amazing. It automatically syncs all of your information with I think nearly 50 directories, and you'll see things that are really important like Google Maps, Yelp, and Bing, and then things that are a little bit smaller too, like Easy Local and eLocal. Some of these directories might not be quite as important as others, but one of the things that I want to point out is that Google loves continuity. So when they see continuity across all these directories, what it signals to them is that you're a real business that's actively maintaining their information, and that ends up acting as a positive ranking signal when people are looking for a Montessori school in their area. The other thing I'd like to point out is you need to manually connect some of these directories. We don't do this for you because there's quite a bit of work involved that requires the owner of the directory to go in and verify their ownership, and we of course are not the owners of these directories. So you'll see that this client connected their Google Maps, but they have yet to connect to Yelp. And if they wanted to connect to Yelp, all they do is click on this connect button, and it actually opens up a tool that allows you to claim your Yelp listing. So it does all the work for you. It takes a matter of seconds if you already have a Yelp account. If you don't already have a Yelp account, you may need to create one first. But go ahead and go through here and connect all of the listings that you feel are important to you and your school. I'd recommend doing as many as possible. The other thing that's really cool is it tells you how many sites are listed, how many are synced, and which ones require action. And if I click on the ones that require action, you'll see that these are the ones that need to be connected. So you can filter that way as well. And that's the directory syncing. Again, this isn't, it's not going to take a ton of time, but it's really important for you to do it because you want to maintain continuity with Google. And for anybody that is actively using some of these directories, Merchant Circle is a pretty popular directory, as is the Chamber of Commerce, as is Foursquare. Anybody who's using these directories, city squares, in order to find relevant, partners or vendors or schools or providers, you want to make sure that your information exists and is up to date. So that's the listing section. The other thing I want to draw your attention to is if you go over here on the left-hand corner, you're going to see menu items. And these are all of the functions available to us within the dashboard. So I'm going to click on interactions. And this just blows me away that they're still able to do this. What this shows you is the total interactions that you've received from all of your listings. And so here's an example. Here's somebody who commented on a Facebook post. And they actually did so pretty recently. This was done yesterday. I'm making this video on the 15th, and this was done on the 14th. And so what you can do is instead of having to go into Facebook and find the comment and then respond to the comment, you can just respond directly from here. And this gives you the opportunity to respond to every single post that you see from the dashboard. So instead of having to go and manage all of your various media mentions in multiple places, you get to manage them from one dashboard. It allows you to filter by your total interactions, your new interactions, your positive interactions. So this will show you, for instance, here's a 5-star review that this member just received. And your negative interactions. Now this is a long time ago. This is in 2013, so I wouldn't advise responding to anything that happened a long time ago. But we're all going to get negative reviews. It's just the sad fact of the digital landscape. But what this allows you to do is it gives you the opportunity to respond to those reviews and kind of give your side of the story, so that somebody else who sees it knows that there's two sides. And it also, in some cases, I've actually seen it to where schools can bring people around and through an apology and an outreach, re-engage that parent and possibly help kind of salvage your reputation. So you'll notice there's a couple filters here. You can filter by time, and you can even have a custom date range. This is really great if you've just gone on vacation and you want to get back into the swing of things and get caught up. And you can also filter by the review site. So this has 4 available review sites: Facebook, Foursquare, Google Maps, and Yelp. And even though this isn't connected to Yelp, it still shows all the Yelp reviews, which is really cool. So that's the interactions function. Another really cool thing about the directory is you'll get emails, daily digest emails, if you choose to, that update you whenever things like this happen. So you don't have to constantly log back into the directory. You're going to get an email that lets you know, hey, you just got a review. Make sure to go in and respond and thank people. And I recommend responding to positive reviews. It just lets people know that you're engaged and you're present, and also validates them for writing a review, which encourages parents to write subsequent reviews too, because they know that you're watching. The next piece of functionality I want to draw your attention to is the rankings section. This allows you to track your online ranking across multiple search engines. Now, the only one that I want you to pay attention to is Google. And the reason for that is Google has the majority share of searches. So they say that Google has 66% market share per capita. And where that means 66% of people that use search engines use Google, they really have closer to the 95% market share per search. And what that means is the people that use search engines tend to use Google. So this is the most important one. Now, Nido Marketing does not offer any direct search engine optimization services. And what that means is we don't offer any services to schools to directly impact their organic ranking. We do some paid advertising, but we still wanted to make this dashboard available to you because there's a lot that you can do to help increase your organic ranking. And you'll notice that this school actually ranks really well. Montessori schools in Arizona, this is an Arizona school, and that's a really important key phrase, and they're number 5 in the local pack, which is the map-based packs. They're on the second page for the organic pack. You'll also notice that they're on the first page organic for Montessori schools near me. Now, this is, of course, contextual. So if you're in Virginia and you search for Montessori schools near me, you're not going to get these guys. But you will see them if Google finds you to be contextually appropriate. So this just gives you a really good snapshot as to where you're currently ranked. I actually recommend tracking more than 4. I don't know why we only have 4 here. I think the member might not have submitted all of them. But you can track, I'd like to see something closer to 10 key phrases. That gives you a better sense as to where you really rank across the board. The next piece of functionality I would like you to see is the review generation tool. Now, this is amazing and absolutely worth using. What's really cool about the review generation tool is it allows you to send emails asking people to write a review for you, and it immediately links them to the profiles that you've chosen. And let me show you how this works. When we click on settings, the first thing we're going to give the opportunity to do is decide whether or not we're going to screen our prospects. Now, if you don't screen your prospects, that means that when you send them an email, you're immediately asking them to write you a review. And you can choose all of these directories, if you have them enabled, of course, or just a few of them. But the issue here is if you send an email to your entire list, you might have a parent that's not super happy, and you just don't realize it. And so if you don't screen them, then you're going to ask everybody on your list for a review. Now, if you're very confident in your list and you know everybody's happy, then it's perfectly fine. But if you want to just play it safe, then what we do is we say, yes, let's go ahead and screen these folks. And what the screening does is it sends them a message asking them how we're doing, and it requests that they rate us according to a 5-star rating system. If they rate us 5 stars, we thank them so much and then follow up with a request to write us a review. If they rate us 4 stars or less, then you'll get a notification of that rating, and we just thank them very much for their feedback. So I'd recommend using the screening. And then the other thing that you can do is you can customize the templates for your follow-up emails. So you can customize what the from email is, who they're replying to, what the subject will be, the heading, and then the email content. And you can do that for the first follow-up email, the second follow-up email, and then of course the thank you message after they've written a review for you. I'm going to go back and I want you to see what it looks like when we actually send the reviews. So now that you have your settings configured, I'm going to click on Send Invites. And this is how we send invites to people. You can send invites to people one at a time if you'd like. You can add multiple people if that's helpful. Or you can upload a CSV file, which is the type of file, like if you have a list in MailChimp, MailChimp exports in CSV. That's just a file format. It looks a lot like Excel, but you can actually upload a CSV file here, and that gives you the chance to upload multiple people to send out your review requests. Only send out to people that you know for a fact are going to recognize you. Don't batch and blast everybody on your list, because not all of those folks are going to know who you are. Here's the rating and SMS template. So because we are putting them through a proxy, we're making sure that they're happy with us. This is the first thing they'll see, and you'll notice it's between 1 and 5 stars. Once they've responded, then we're going to send out an invite to our landing page. And this landing page invite lets us choose any network that we want. So if we want them to say, hey, please write a review on any one of these networks, what I like to do is actually restrict this to only the directories that I actively use. So, the three big ones, of course, are Google, Yelp, and Facebook. Let's say you don't have a Yelp, you can disable it and only go after Google and Facebook. You can just choose one. This is rather limiting because if they don't have a Google account, you decrease the opportunity to get the reviews here. But this lets you specify which sites are most important, and you can always add sites manually, which is pretty cool. I have yet to use this feature, but it's available to you if you have a local directory site that you really want to cultivate. Another thing that I want to point out is you can actually use SMS instead of just emails. So instead of sending out an email to somebody, you can send out a text message, which, if you have people's cell phones in your list, that could be a really powerful tool as well. And, it all depends on what it is you want to do and how you want to approach them and how you think that they're going to engage. The last thing it'll make available is your review generation stats. We only sent one test here. We haven't used it in this dashboard because this is kind of our playful dashboard. But it shows you where people have reviewed you, what your average number of reviews is, and how many invites you've sent. And then the customer experience score. This is the people that have responded to our 1 out of 5 stars. And that's the dashboard in a nutshell. It's very straightforward. This video is just a little over 10 minutes, so that's about how robust it is. But I hope that this helped walk you through the value available to you, and I also hope that everybody really begins to use this on a regular basis. My recommendation is make sure that spend the time to update all of your listings as soon as you possibly can. Make sure that you pay attention to the emails that you're getting for interactions, and you respond to those hopefully the day of. Check your rankings at least once a month, and you can also ask us to create monthly ranking reports for you. We're more than happy to do that. And do review generation once a month too. Just hop in here and upload a new list of anybody that you think is particularly happy with you, and you can do it one person at a time or a handful of people. But if you've had a great interaction with a parent recently, or somebody complimented you on something, or a guide tells you that there's a parent that's exceptionally engaged, use that as an opportunity to earn a review, because there's nothing more powerful than social proof. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. As always, we're grateful for your membership and look forward to serving you further. Thanks.